Swag Radio. Swagger all day, baby.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Trainers in the Black Line, aka Ashy Knuckles. We in the building, and we got the honor, the privilege, the pleasure to be busting it up with one of the hottest DJs on the planet right now, DJ Storm. What's up, Soldier? What's up?
What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Storm, straight out of South Jersey, man. I'm now in Atlanta, Georgia, attending college at Morris Brown College in the AUC. So we out here just doing our thing.
Indeed, 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 man. I heard you be tearing it up, man. You do the turntables, you do the Serato, you do it all, right?
Yeah, man. I do it all with the turntables. That's how I came up. The old school, the real layout of DJing. That's how I came up.
Indeed. So that's why you official. You guys say you're the official DJ Storm anyway, because that's your biological, ain't it?
Yeah, official, man. I always let the word show for itself. So we working.
Indeed, indeed. You did a gig. You did a gig last night, or what you was doing?
Nah, I do security, so I was working the weekend concert last night. He had a concert, so
I think
you
it
know,
was probably jam packed, huh?
yeah, man, it
Yeah.
was packed. I'm tired, but hey, we here though.
Hey,
We
that's
here
what's
though.
up. So
All
what
that
what
matters.
what made you jump on them wheels so early, so young? You started young, right?
Yeah, I started mad young. I started when I was about 3 years old. A lot of people in my family were DJs. Like a lot of my uncles and my dad was a DJ. So, and a lot of their friends were DJs as well. So, as I'm young and I'm being around a lot of pioneer DJs, that really influenced me to get into DJing. What I was gonna say, like it always looked fun to me since I was a kid. And, during that age, you're not really doing much anyway. So, I decided to pick up that hobby. And I want to say, yeah, when I was about 3 years old, my dad went to Sam Ash store in Cherry Hill.
That was my store. I used to live in there.
Yeah. He had to pick up some needles for his turntables, and I was already like familiar about how DJ worked because I always paid attention to it. So as he was getting his needles in the store, the back of the store, they had like a little DJ controller area where you can test out DJ equipment, and they had speakers and stuff. So I snuck back there and I was on the board scratching and I was dropping them on the beat. I'm doing this at a young age. And he came with the camera and started recording, and I didn't even know. I was just back there dropping it.
Mhm.
And from that day on, we went home that day, and he put me on the Technic 1200s,
Yes, sir.
and I've been working every single time that I could, like every weekend or every other day. I was in the lab crafting, practicing. Yeah, so that's how I got into DJing. And then by the time I was like 5 years old, like 2 years after, that's when I really started booking and picking up it more and more.
Indeed, indeed. That's crazy. So you had the love for it from the door, and
Yeah.
and and the passion to go in there and just work and practice without anybody like really pushing you to do it, huh?
hmm
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. That's what's up. And so I met your uncle a couple times. He worked for
Yep.
the radio station.
Yep.
Yeah. What's your uncle's name? For those that don't know.
Just Uncle Raheem.
Indeed, indeed. And he got
Mhm.
yeah, so you got a long history because Raheem was on them tables too. He did that
Yep.
for
Yep. Yep.
yeah, yeah. So what kind of love do you be getting from doing those shows and the parties at the college that you go to?
It's been love. Like I'm in my junior year now,
Okay.
and when I first got here, everything about like my freshman year was all about just making an impact my first year. So I was just trying to make my connections, straight from the door. And me being at Morris Brown College, they gave me opportunities to do some great events. And what's it called? My first year DJing at Morris Brown College, my first thing that I ever did was homecoming. And I wasn't even supposed to DJ homecoming. They were supposed to have one of the OGs that normally do it every single year.
Hmm.
And it was like a little conflict or something. He couldn't get on the yard or whatever. So for that, he couldn't DJ. And the school was like, they panicked. and I was just chilling at homecoming. I'm like a freshman. I was eating some wings. I was just
Right,
enjoying it.
right.
And they all just rushed over to me. Like the staff was like, "Oh, we need you to DJ right now. We need you, please, please." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa." I didn't even have any equipment on me at the time.
Right.
But one of the dudes, shout out to Mr. McKelvey, King Don the DJ. That's my guy. He's a faculty member at Morris Brown. He had his DJ equipment um in his office. So it happened to just be in there. And I was able to rock out. I took the stuff from the office and I set up and I rocked out and I saved homecoming. And they bragged on me for the longest. And ever since then, my opportunities and stuff had just been opening up more. And especially now in the colleges, I'm doing the big college parties, and especially at an HBCU and in
Yeah.
the AUC, it's crazy. A lot goes on. A lot of people come out. So anytime with me, when I DJ, like my passion is through the roof with this. I always have something to prove. Like anytime I get a set, I want the set to be the best thing that the people have ever heard.
I know
That
that.
way,
Right.
remember that, and I can continue to just put in the work. I just love the game around it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Name like five of your most favorite legendary DJs.
My favorite legend. Okay, legends. I got a lot of DJs that I look up to. I'm not gonna lie. But first, I have to start with DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Jazzy Jeff
Yes,
was,
sir. That's
man, he legend.
one of the
That's all I
greatest of
can
all
say.
time, right there.
Yeah, Jazzy Jeff is a legend. Another one of my favorite DJs is DJ Scratch. Straight out of New York. He be doing his thing too as
Batman.
well.
What
I
is his
follow
name?
all of these guys since I was young, so who else do I like? I like DJ Mel Star.
Okay.
Mel Star is clean with the cuts.
Right,
He be
right.
doing his thing. Who else? I'm not gonna lie, everybody at Power 99. I love
Indeed.
everybody at Power 99. They did their thing. That's what I came up to. I love shout out DJ Cosmic Kev, DJ Dot B, DJ RL, Diamond Cuts, everybody at Power 99 I look up to.
Indeed. Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
DJ Cash Money
There it
and
is, right there.
and
Batman.
yeah,
Batman.
that Cash Money's that guy. And I met him when I was young in 2014. He was always a cool guy. He's so cool. And what's one more DJ I will say on there? There's a lot of good DJs.
Monsters. You named some of the greatest.
Yeah.
You
I
definitely
can't think.
you definitely
That's all
named some
I
of the
can do.
greatest.
Yeah, I can't think any song. But shout out to all the OGs from DJ Cafe because they was helping out me out too when I was younger. I know y'all don't know about the International DJ Cafe, Pensacola, New Jersey. Y'all do y'all thing.
Oh,
So that's all the DJs I can really think of right now. But
uh,
there's so many good DJs.
well, have you ever had a situation when equipment malfunction and during the set and show, and how do did you recover or was you able to bounce back?
That is every DJ's worst nightmare. And I have had this literally like 2 days ago I had this happen. It wasn't nothing major with my equipment though. It was my laptop. The sound guy, he only had one extension cord and that had to go for the DJ controller. So my laptop is dying. I'm like, yo, I need another extension cord. That way I could charge this laptop or else the music is gonna cut because Serato be taking up all the juice. I'm not
Right,
gonna lie.
right.
But he wasn't listening. He was like focused on some other stuff. So the music cut, and he had to figure out something. But we ended up did rocking out. One thing I will say, if equipment malfunctions, don't panic. Because
Right.
when you panic and you're all over the place, then you can't fully lock in. And another time that this happened, during like in June, it was mad hot outside. I had to do a graduation party for one of my friends, and we was in the backyard. It was like 90 degrees. Oh, it was so hot.
Hmm.
I didn't have a tent because I thought I was under some shade and I was good, but the sun was moving around. So
Right.
when the sun moved around and it got on my laptop, I was getting audio dropouts because
The heat.
The music was cutting, being chopped up. So what I did was, I hopped off Serato and I Bluetoothed my speakers with my laptop. So I was just DJing straightly off my laptop. And I had no issues doing that.
Right.
But yeah, I always have a backup plan, even if I bring a backup laptop or I will even just go straight off my phone. We always
Indeed.
make it work.
Well, then I see a video of you DJing, I think somewhere like in Atlantic City or something where you was real young.
Atlantic City.
What?
Yeah, I was one of my first events. I want to say in 2012, I was DJing in Atlantic City.
How old
I
were you
forget.
then?
I was like 7 years old. I was like 7 years old. Yeah, it probably wasn't one of my first, but I was in that early stage of what I was doing, and it was like a artist versus DJs type of event. So
Mhm.
it's great for connections, and a lot of people saw me, especially at a young age. Yeah, and I was just in Atlantic City too for the DJ Expo that's taken every year, and Hard Rock Casino
Yeah.
is a big DJ convention. So I was out there too, scratching, doing all that
Well,
stuff too.
at 7 years old, no fear in front of the crowd and no pressure. Then it didn't bother you.
No, it didn't. When I was young, I always, even from like the OGs, I always took, criticism well or whatever. And there wasn't nothing even bad. Like, I'm young, doing my thing. But, anything that like lessons, I took it all in because I just wanted to get better at what I was doing. But I never really was nervous or anything. I just had the passion for this so much that I just wanted to get out there and just do my thing. I'm always about showing up and showing out.
Indeed, indeed. What's one of the biggest crowds you performed in front of, and do you ever like get challenged by other DJs?
No, no, I don't get challenged by other DJs at all.
Right.
But everybody else doing their thing, and you always gotta have your own style that separates you from everybody else. But one of the biggest events that I did, and it was recently too, Morehouse and Spelman, they have in the springtime they had their Spring Fest. And one of my good friends, we work in Kenzo. Shout out Kenzo. He is Hump director. That's what it's called. They do Hump Wednesday, and that was for the concert. So, he's from Philly and me and him go way back from when we was young. He kind of just like me, had that same background from DJing, being
Mhm.
a beach young, just coming up. So me and him actually came out here to Atlanta, he goes to Morehouse and I go to Morris Brown. So, me and him really be doing our thing out here. And for that concert, the whole colleges were there. All of them from Spelman, Morehouse, Clark, Morris
Wow.
Brown, even Kennesaw State, Georgia State, Georgia Tech,
Damn, that's a lot of
everybody.
people.
It was a lot of people out there, and they brought out some artists too. They brought out Zeddy Will and Caribou. Um, and yeah, it was just a good show out. And me and him were going back to back, like song for song, and we was just rocking out that whole time. And it was just so much fun. So that's an experience that I'll never forget. That was definitely one of my biggest events that I've ever done for sure.
Yeah, you also like was able to back up some of the legendary artists or the artists that's being played on the radio like now. You did backup DJing or supplied the music?
Yeah, that's a great experience. Some artists that I did it for was Glorilla.
Mhm.
That was like last year. We just spoke on the Springfest concert. That was actually the one last year. She came out and she performed Yeah Glow, which is a big record that
Mhm.
was played on the radio a lot. So her coming out there and me be able to DJ and be there, I think that was amazing.
Mhm.
A lot of people saw that too. And same with Big Boogie. Big Boogie came out, he performed Bob hit all his hits, so they was rocking out. And for a Hump Wednesday. Every single Wednesday in the AUC at Morehouse, they have what's called a Hump Wednesday, and it's like a big cookout. You know, people come out, they have vendors and stuff. They'll have an artist, they'll have performances, and you know they'll have me and my people DJing. So they brought out She Is Blake. She has a record that's popular. It's like it must be the gas, but it ain't your face.
Yeah, I've heard that song.
So
My daughters be rocking it.
yep. So she came out and I DJ'd for that, and she did a little song or two. So I think that was an amazing experience, and you know I'm happy that I got that. You know I got a clip of me doing that. And another thing is one of the first events that I DJ'd at Morris Brown College. They had like a little thing at a lounge, and it was like a drum battle. One of the students is a big drummer, and our president Kevin James, shout out to Kevin James, he's the GOAT. He also be on the drums too, so he was battling against the students, and someone was in the building, and that was one of T.I.'s son. I forget his name. I can't think of it right now, but he's the oldest. So we connected. He seen me doing his thing, and I was DJing too, and I was looking out there. I'm like, yo, he looked just like T.I. I was like, who is that? He looked just like T.I.
Right.
And then someone came over to my ear and was like, oh, that's T.I.'s son. Okay, so from then on, I was talking to the president, and that night he was actually going to Grand Hustle Studios, and he took me with him to personally meet his son. And you know, we were in the studio, we were chilling, hanging, you know, making our connections, and I think that was, you know, something I'll never forget. And then the next day at Morris Brown, I got to meet T.I. himself.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and I connected with him, and we chopped it up, and you know, locked information. So
cool.
know, and it's just the experience that I have gotten from being out here in Atlanta. Like I've done stuff back in South Jersey, but I feel like I've done so much into a higher level with just the 2 years that I've been out here in Atlanta. So,
indeed,
you know, I continue just want to put in this work. It's all been great though.
That's a beautiful thing, man. It's always beautiful to do something that you love to do and receive the love from the people. You know, they loving your work. You know what I mean? You put in the hard work to master your craft, and you get to display it and show it off. That's a good thing. So how far you want to go with this DJ thing?
Far do I want to go? Right now with it, I just want to see where it really takes me. I really don't plan on DJing like forever. Like I low key wouldn't probably be done it by 30 unless like I'm doing some other stuff, you know, because I have other stuff that I really want to do, but besides from DJing, you know, like I want to do audio production, and you know, like for concerts and all that stuff, and you know, like run the whole production. And I also want to, you know, have my own studio. But I feel like for me, you know, I could definitely go far with it, but it's really just all up to me, you know. But one thing about it is, and about DJing, is it's always going to be there. So I could always just have my set on my turntables, and I'll be ready to rock out whenever. But, you know, I definitely want to go on tours and, you know, travel the world with an artist and, you know, just DJ in front of many different crowds, just rocking out and playing the music that I love, you know.
Indeed. That's what's up. So we're going to take this real quick commercial, Soldier. And is it true that you, I think you flew a plane or something like that before? We're going to talk about that when we come back. Let's take this real quick commercial, baby. Turn it into Black Knight Swag Radio, Swag Magazine, DJ Storm.
Tyson knows he's got him in big trouble. If he doesn't answer it.
Swag Radio. Swagger all day, baby.
Man, you know I'm gonna rep West Philly wherever I go.
But you weren't ready for me.
Yo, she
Your man Mr. Cheeks in the building. You know what I'm tuned into. I'm out in Philly. I'm smoking little. Tagged in to Swag Magazine, baby. That big itch.
You have to go completely off the grid.
This is Ray McCline, the president and founder of the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. I just want to give a shout out to Swag Radio.
What's up, y'all? This is Bo Legaloo from Full Force. This is Keanu Bryant, one of my many. And, no, I'm just kidding. And I'm here just chilling with my boys from Swag Radio. In the place to be, and they're kicking some freaking ass.
The future of radio. This is how we do it, baby.
We back with the young ninja on the turntables, DJ Storm. So yeah, man, I think I seen a picture of you flying the plane or something like that. How old were you then? Is that true?
Yeah, that is true, man. That's taking it way back. I was like 11 years old. So actually, how I got started about that is my mom was in the Air Force. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to Sheila, my family, my sister. My mom was in the Air Force. And, you know, as I was young, another thing that I was interested in was becoming a pilot. Indeed. So she had me get involved with different activities, like with there was this program called the Young Eagles, and it was at the Flying W back in New Jersey and South Jersey. And it was like a summer camp program. And for like 2 weeks, we were learning about the ins and outs of planes, you know, going on a plane simulator, you know, just learning all around about planes. And after we got done that, you know, we actually got to fly a plane. And one of my mentors back then, he had like a small plane or whatever. It was like a two-seater, like he's in the front and I'm in the back. And, you know, we took off, you know, we went over a bridge or whatever. And, you know, once we got in the air, I actually got to take over the controls. He was like right then and there, fly the plane.
Right.
I am not scared or nothing. I'm flying it. I was turning. He was like, turn it this way, turn it that way. You know, I was just doing it. And like I said, we flew over a bridge. And, you know, I saw the water, you know, I was just like, man, I'm flying a plane. And, you know, we landed a plane. We took a picture. I was like 11 years old. And I flew a plane twice. I did that the first time, and then I did it another time. So, you know, that was just another thing. That was like one of my side quests. But, you know, that's definitely something that I enjoyed when I was young. And thanks to my mom for, you know, giving me that, you know, because those are things that I'll never forget, for real.
Nah, man, you don't forget something like that. That's serious right there, man. Well, you seem like you're not fearless of too many things at all. You know, you don't scare easy. That's good.
I say, if you want something, go for it.
Yes,
go
sir.
for it. Don't let nothing hold you back. So that's what I've always been about.
Okay, I know that's right. Well, man, tell the people who want to put you on their show, their tour, or how to get in touch with you. You know what I'm saying? How to book you or whatever. You're a very busy man, though.
Yeah. But look, we always go make time for anything. You know what I mean? It's all about time management. But you all can find me on my Instagram at I am DJ Storm. You know, hit me up if y'all want anything. Y'all want to book me. We want to get an interview going with ever. You know, I'm pretty good about reaching back out. So make sure y'all tap in with me on my Instagram at I am DJ Storm.
There it is, man. From the ninja on the turntables, the official DJ Storm.
What it is, man. We here.
Indeed.
You're listening to Swag Radio. Turn it up. The future of radio. This is how we do it,